Remember, when you see the symbol, pause the video, take what notes you need to, go back and take what notes you need to, or if you don't need to take any notes and you're good to go, feel free to keep going. Today's objective, the student will be able to round whole numbers and to the nearest dollar. This will be done through a presentation and a grocery activity. You're watching the presentation right now, and tomorrow in class, after the video, you guys are going to find out I'm going to bring some fries, Safeway, some local grocery store ads, and we're actually going to start rounding it to see how we're going to use rounding in our real life. Remember, Tuesday is always Tie Tuesday, so you're going to actually know how to use rounding in real world situations. Rounding. We're going to actually start rounding right now. So a little saying that kind of goes with this is on this next slide. If you notice, I put 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5. Those numbers are all going to be rounded up. And the little saying is 5 and above, give it a shove. And then for the numbers 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0, 4 and below, let it go. So you're going to round up 4, 5 through 9, and you're going to round down through 4 through 0. First, we are going to talk about rounding to the tens place. So when we round to the tens place, even though the 5, which the arrow just pointed to the 5, is in the tens place, we have to look at the 4. If we look at our little chart that I rewrote, rounding down is 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So this would tell us to round down. So what we do is we put a 0 where the 4 used to be, and then the 5 stays the same. Next we have 63. Again, 6 is the number in the tens place, but we don't look at that. We look at the number right next to it, the 3. The 3, again, tells us to round down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 rounds down. So we turn the 3 to a 0, and the 6 stays the same. Next, we're going to look at 26. So even though 2 is in the tens place, we don't look at the 2. We look at the 6 next to it. So now that we're done with this, we know that the 6 is going to tell us to round up. So see 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what we do is that we put a 0 where the 6 used to be, and then we have to bump it up one number. So the 26 is now going to be 30. So the 2 goes into the 3, and the 6 turns into a 0. So for 65, even though 6 is in the tens place, again, we look to the number before, the 5. The 5 tells us that we need to round up because it is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. It's one of those numbers. So the 5 gets turned into a 0, and the 6 gets turned into a 7 because we had got to boost it up one number. You guys should start catching on. Again, the pause symbol says that you guys should pause. Go tap back, take any notes that you forgot to or need to. If you're done, feel free to go on to the next slide. So for this next part, usually I say, hey, spend a few minutes, do as many problems as you can. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 problems. So do all 8 problems. If you get them wrong, go back and find out why you did them wrong. And in a second, after I stop talking, you're going to find out it's going to go and give you the answers to the problems too. So check your answers when you're done. This time we're going to round to the hundredths place. So again, we're going to look at one number before. Even though 6 is in the hundredths place, we have to look at the number before, the 2. We don't worry about any numbers before. Like that 9, we don't worry about it. Just the one right before the hundredths place. So that 2, again, is rounding down because 2 falls in that category. That's 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So what we do then is we turn that 2 and every number that's before it to the right of it, we turn to a 0. And then since we rounded down, the 6 stays the same. For the next one, we have 718. So again, the 7 is in the hundredths place, but we don't care about that 7. Yeah, we do care about it, but we have to look at that 1. The 8 doesn't matter. Again, remember, we're looking at the one right before the number. So we have 718. That 1 falls in that rounding down area. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So next what we do, we take the 1 and every other number to the right and we turn it to 0. And then since we're rounding down, that 7 stays the same. Last one, 177. Again, the 1, we don't look at the 1, we look at the number right before, because the 1 is in the hundredths place, but the 7 tells us to round up or down. So that 7's going to tell us to round up. So we turn the 7 and everything to the right into a 0. So then that 1 has to go up one number, so that 1 goes up to 2. For this set, we're going to do 351. So 3 is the number that is in the hundredths place, but we don't want the 3. We want the number before, because the number before tells us to round up or down. So that 5 tells us to round up, because it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the number pattern right there. So that's going to tell us to round up one number. So we do, so we turn the 5 and every number to the right into a 0. And now that 3 is turned into a 4 because it goes up one number. So if you need to go back and take any notes, right now would be a good time to either either pause and take the notes that you need to, or go back and take the notes. If you don't, feel free to go on to the next part of the presentation. This next part, again, there's only 2, 4, 6, 8 problems right there. There's not too many problems. So I want you to actually try all of them. If you get them wrong, go back up and see, hey, I got it wrong for this reason, I got it wrong for this reason, or you can just ask me in class tomorrow. That's always an option too. I don't think I've said it in any of the other ones. But you got to find out why you got it wrong. If you try for a little while and you can't get it, okay, talk to me in class tomorrow. That's why we're going to do the activity. But after I stop talking, a few seconds after, it's going to give you the answer to the questions. So this next part's going to be talking about tomorrow's activity, rounding to the nearest dollar. Even though it's dollar, you guys look at it as the exact same as hundred. So right now, I'm going to show you the questions that I want you to answer, but don't just ignore the dollar sign and ignore the decimal, because basically what you're doing is rounding to the nearest hundred, because there's 1, 2, 3 numbers. There's 3 numbers in 100. You can look at it that way too. So treat this like that. Give it a try. If you can't get it and you don't understand it, I will gladly help you in class before the activity tomorrow. But another way to look at it, I'll do the first one for you, so you'll give the answer. If I have you, something costs $5.06, is that closer to $5 or is it closer to $6? That's a way to also look at it. So give these a try. If you don't get these right, this is kind of a precursor to what's going to be happening tomorrow. So if you don't get them, don't get frustrated. We're going to go over in class tomorrow, but give them a try. See how much you get right, wrong. If you get a whole bunch right, tomorrow's activity will be a lot easier. This is an example of what you're going to be seeing tomorrow. Mine's already filled out. The only thing that's going to be filled on yours is the column to the far left that says food. It's going to have all that same stuff in there. But everything else is what you're going to fill in class tomorrow. But basically the activity, I'll re-explain everything tomorrow and read the actual directions. But you're going to be planning a dinner for 6 people. So for where it says vegetable 1, canned or frozen, I chose frozen peas. Frozen peas costed $1. So $1 will be rounded up, or rounded, not up, will be rounded to $1 because it's the same. 0 tells you to round down. So for the next part, if you notice it says, I'm going to skip down for a few where it says fruit. You can either use canned or fresh. Or if you find frozen, feel free to use frozen. But I used mangoes. Mangoes costed 99 cents and we rounded it up to $1. We're going to skip down a few to where it says age-appropriate drinks. So for soda, anyone can go to the store and buy a soda. So if you can't walk into a grocery store and buy it, do not put it on your paper. But for this one, soda, a 24-pack of soda, 6 people, 6, 12, then another 2 would be 24. So you're all going to get 4 cans of soda. So you only need to buy 1 case of soda. That's why that's over there, because you only need to buy 1 case. So the estimated cost would be $3 times 1 case. You don't need to buy 4 cases of soda because that would be 24, 48. You're doubling 48 would be a lot. You don't need that much soda for 6 people. And last, if you notice that main course, it says a half a pound of meat per person. So 477. If you're doing a half a pound, I'm already telling you that you're going to multiply it by 3. So that 477 we round up to 5, and I'll really go over a lot of this stuff in class tomorrow. But make sure you read it carefully and feel free to ask any questions when we're going over it in class. Okay, to recap this whole presentation, you guys know how to round to tens. You guys know how to round to hundreds. You should be able to round to the nearest dollar, but if you don't, we're going to be going over it tomorrow. And you should kind of know how to do tomorrow's activity. If you don't really understand, that's okay. That's what tomorrow is for. I'm going to go over in class. I'm going to hand out the activities, and you can ask all the questions you want. You're almost going to have the whole class period to work on this. And it's not too hard, but it will take some time because you're going to have to go through a lot of grocery ads, because some of these things on there in the past I've noticed, well, someone may not have canned fruit on sale. Some may not have fresh fruit on sale. Whatever it is, it depends on the time that I give the activity. So tomorrow, feel free to come in, ask any questions, but be prepared. It's going to be a little bit of a long activity tomorrow. So good job on today's activity, and we'll see you tomorrow. Last but not least, real quick, we're going to go over the objective, and then you're done. The student will be able to round whole numbers and to the nearest dollar. This will be done through a presentation and a grocery activity. Again, the grocery activity is going to be worked on in class tomorrow.